next inhale, pull forward into table. So we're going to take that airplane sequence one more time. We're going to inhale, right leg back, fan the toes out. Inhale, left arm up. And trying to keep your gaze straight down toward the floor so that the neck is nice and long. One more inhale, lengthening, reaching out in opposite directions. On your exhale, open out to the sides. Find that airplane, really trying to lift the leg up. Use that outer hip strength. Inhale, line back up into balancing table. Exhale, slowly release that side. We'll start over to the left. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Once you're ready, take your inhale for the right arm to come up. Nice long reach on your inhale. Exhale, open up to the sides, find your airplane. And you can feel how much more your core has to work when you open the arm and leg out to the side. Inhale, come back into center, balancing table. Exhale, release down. This time, let's curl the toes underneath. Take our exhale, roll back into down dog. Working yourself into your down dog. If you want to pedal your feet out, maybe shake the shoulders, make sure that the upper back is loose. Checking in with the hands, making sure that the hands are active here, the fingers are spread, the pads of each finger are pressing down into the floor. We want to keep our weight distributed a little bit more toward the thumb side of the hand so that we don't overstress the outer wrist. Let's take an inhale, roll forward into high plank. We're going to take a little arm variation here. So for the first one, I'm going to demonstrate a knee down so that you guys know you can always use this variation. So drop the knees down, take our little half plank, and what we're going to do is drop down onto the left forearm, drop down onto the right forearm. So we're in like a half forearm plank. And then we're going to make our way back up. On your inhale, come onto the right palm, come onto the left palm. And then if you want, you can take the knees back up into high plank. And then exhale, roll back into down dog. Nice little transition between our high plank and our low plank to work on some shoulder strength, some upper back strength. On your next inhale, roll forward into plank, either high plank or knees down. So whichever one you want to try for this one. Take your exhale. Let's start out on the right side. Drop your right forearm down. Drop your left forearm down. Either stay flat in your forearm plank or drop the knees to protect your lower back. Nice full breath here. On your inhale, press up onto one palm, onto the other palm. Make sure that the hands are underneath the shoulders. Exhale, roll back into down dog. Sometimes when you make that transition from plank to down dog, you might want to readjust your feet. So if you brought your feet together in your plank, just make sure that the feet are back out into hip distance apart for your down dog. All right, let's take an inhale. We're going to step right foot up in between the hands. Now your choice here, you can either stay up on the ball of the left foot if you want to take crescent lunge. If you prefer Anjane, take your exhale, drop the left knee to the floor. So whichever lunge you like for today, take your inhale, sweep the arms up. We'll exhale, drop the hands to the heart. And instead of staying in prayer, we're just going to interlace the rest of the fingers, keep the index fingers extended for steeple. Inhale, reach a straight line up to the ceiling. On your exhale, drop the hands behind your back. Keep the elbows in nice and close. You're right against the sides of your head. heart. One nice deep breath here. On your exhale, release the hands down to the floor. Now we're going to make a nice smooth transition up into our forward bend. We start out by shifting our weight forward, pressing the right sole of the foot down. The left leg gets nice and light. You can fold it in, place it down to meet the right foot. Take an inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold over the legs. On your next exhale, softening the knees. And then we'll inhale, squeeze the legs together as you sweep the arms out to the sides. Make your way up to mountain. Strong reach out through the fingertips. Feel that length all the way down to the sides. Exhale, hands to the heart. Deep breath. On your inhale, sweep the arms up. Reach up through the fingers. Exhale, dive down over the legs. Take your inhale to halfway up. Reach the tailbone, reach the sitting bones back. Exhale, fold over the legs. And we'll come over into our lunge on the left side. So start with an inhale, send the right leg back. Starting out in our runner's lunge, and then you can choose if you want to drop the right knee down, come into Anjane lunge, or stay on the ball of the right foot. Take your inhale, come up into your lunge. Exhale, hands drop down to the heart. We'll interlace the fingers, keeping the index fingers extended. Take an inhale, reach straight up through center. On your exhale, drop the hands back. Try to hug the elbows into the sides of the head. Reaching back up to the ceiling. Exhale, drop down to your heart. Full breath here. On your next exhale, release the hands down to the floor. And then we'll use an exhale, step the left leg back into your down dog. Inhale, roll forward into high plank. If your lower back is uncomfortable here at all, just drop the knees, take your half plank. Trying to flatten out, thinking about reaching the tailbone back to the heels to keep the lower back long. When you're ready to make your transition down, take an exhale, drop one forearm, drop the other forearm. And then once again, check in with that tailbone, reach it back for the heels. We'll take one more inhale here. On your exhale, drop your belly down. We're going to come up into our Sphinx pose. Checking your alignment. Make sure that your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. And just very slightly trying to traction the arms back to you. And use that to lift the chest up. Thinking about pressing the front of the pelvis down into the floor so that we don't overstretch the lower back. On our exhale, we're going to lower down. You can fan the elbows out to the sides to drop the chest to the floor. Taking a deep breath here. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders. Use your inhale, press up to your table. Reach back through the tailbone as you take your exhale back into child's pose. If you feel like you've lost your connection to that deep breath, trying to find it again here in your child's pose. forward into table. Curl our toes underneath. Take your exhale, roll back into down dog. Using your inhale to roll the pelvis forward. Try to reach the tailbone up to the ceiling. And you'll feel that as you're sinking your heels down to the floor and reaching your tailbone up to the ceiling, it's going to increase that opening in your hamstrings. You're going to feel a nice stretch down the back of the legs. Let's use our next inhale to take the right leg up. Find your three-legged dog. Strong reach back through the right heel. Spread the toes out. And use our next inhale. Set the right foot up in between the hands. This time we're going to take a knee down sequence. So we'll exhale, drop the left knee, release the top of the left foot to the floor. Take your inhale, lift up into Anjaneyasana. Feel that strong reach up through the fingertips to get that extra length through the sides of the rib cage. On your exhale, drop the hands down to the heart. Now I'll give you guys an option here. So you can either take a twist, drop the left hand down and open the right arm up. So this would be the option if you have bad knees. If your knees are okay and you want to try a quad stretch, reach your left hand back and try and catch your toes. And you just rest the right forearm on the front of the right knee. So if you want to come into that version with the quad stretch, you just want to be careful to slide the knee back like an extra inch. And then what happens is, as you bend the knee, you actually end up right above your kneecap. So you're not putting pressure directly on your kneecap, so it's going to be painful. You're like right above the kneecap. And there isn't a whole lot of pressure on the knee. One more inhale, and your exhale, either releasing the foot or releasing the arm down, framing the right foot. We'll take an exhale, sink the hips back, lengthen through the right leg, take your half split. And I'll let you pick for this one if you want to keep the toes down on the floor or if you want to roll the toes up to the ceiling, whichever one feels better for you. On your next inhale, press the hips forward, lift up onto the fingertips. Lengthen through the spine. We'll curl the left toes underneath, shift your weight forward onto the right foot, and slowly fold the left leg in, come into your forward bend. That transition up from our lunge into our forward bend can really be a little bit of a balancing pose if you take the time to make that transition kind of slow and mindful.